Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sacramento Family Justice Center 6th Annual Celebration of Hope. Thank you so very much for joining us and supporting the Sacramento Family Justice Center. We are so grateful that you've joined us. My name is Freddie Silvera with FSA Auctions, and I'll be your host and auctioneer this evening. We are so grateful you've joined us. We see so much folks already in our YouTube chat bar. If you're here, do us a favor, say hello throughout the evening. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again so very much for being here for the Sacramento Family Justice Center for our celebration of hope. And we have an amazing program lined up for you. In just a moment, you'll see our origins of the Family Justice Center. Then you'll have an opportunity to hear from Paul Durenberger, who will give us a brief welcome. We'll have a chance to hear from some of our survivors. We'll hear from Faith on an update of the Family Justice Center. And then we have a beautiful video about Camp Catch. And we have 2 amazing awards to give out this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a lot of fun. We have an amazing program lined up for you. A couple housekeeping things for this evening. We would encourage you that you go to our link, and that is SAC, S-A-C-R, and it is sacrfjc2021.ggo.bid. That's the link below, or you can go to the QR code on the top here now. If you need any support this evening, we've got a phone number for you to call. That phone number is 916-905-2982. You can also find that below if you need any technical support. We'll be having a live fund to need this evening here very shortly. I already see that we're almost at $10,000. Thank you very much, John Kane at $250. Fred Tykert at $2,500, Andrea and April Javist at $100, Sue Frost, Kevin, Marlon, Paul and Valerie. Oh, Steve Perez at $1,000 just came in when I was speaking. Steve Perez, thank you. Folks, we've got so many folks coming in already. We're so very grateful. We've got 1,000 here from Carol Ward, 1,000 from Dr. and Miss Fred and Robin Baldini, 1,000 from Lucy Martin. Thank you, everybody, for all of your support. You can continue to support the celebration of hope throughout the evening. So continue to make a gift. Oh, there it is. Anaya, I see you in the chat bar. Good evening, all. So glad to support Sacramento Family Justice Center. It's so good to see you. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true pleasure to introduce our first story. In July of 2021, the Family Justice Center celebrated their 5th anniversary. Over that time, they've helped over 15,000 victims of violence and abuse. It's a true pleasure to introduce the origins of the Family Justice Center.
The Family Justice Centers had been growing in numbers early on, the first wave, so to speak, across the United States. There are a lot fewer, obviously, than there are today. And so in my network as district attorney, my national network of district attorneys became aware and started looking into it.
All of the people that are involved in family violence prevention had heard about these family justice centers.
So I can remember the day I went in and always greeted and said a few words at our annual roundtable of our Domestic Violence Coordinating Council. I started talking to them about that, and all of a sudden heads are nodding, and it's like, oh, she gets it.
And I was approached by Beth Hassett, who runs Weave, and she said, Paul, there is a free training. They pay for everything. They pay for the flight, they pay for your hotel, they pay for all your meals. So I go to Jan, I say, can I go? And she goes, how much does it cost the county? And I said, nothing.
I committed on that day that we were going to move forward and establish a Family Justice Center. And, fortunately for me, I had the bully pulpit. So I was in a position to help drive things forward, but it was always a really wonderful team effort.
She would listen and just say, and ask really good questions. How is this going to help? How is this going to make a difference? And when we explained it to her, she said, let's do it.
And that actually moved into that 2-day strategic planning session that we had in 2012.
It was a very inspirational, well done revealing discussion about the problems in our community, or in any community, but in our community in particular.
And I still remember those 2 days and all the people that came together, public, private, education. I was there with education, and it was amazing the transformation over those 2 days. And that's when the real vision was created.
And at the end of that second day, we had a plan. We ended up having a binder. We had teams. Sac State stepped up and pro bono did a video for us, and we called it I'm In Video.
We're in.
Are you in?
We're in.
We're in.
We're in.
And I went around to the Board of Supervisors and every city council and actually did a public presentation and played that video.
We did focus groups. I personally did focus groups with Weave, My Sister's House, and Community for Peace inside their domestic violence support groups.
Our advocate had mentioned that he wanted to talk to us, so we had talked to him, and he told us about this group called Voices, and he also told us about the future Family Justice Center project that they were working on, and we told them that, we were all in.
We took all of that feedback and summarized it because it was important for survivors to know that a Family Justice Center was going to open up here in Sacramento, and it's going to be good, but it's not going to be great unless we have the feedback from survivors.
I have a distinct memory of being in a meeting with Jan, who was frustrated, as we all were, as to how long it was taking to open our Family Justice Center. I remember going to a meeting with the people in Solano that had just opened their Family Justice Center, and we asked them, how long did it take you to open? And they said, oh, it took a full 4 years. And I remember walking back to my car and telling my wife, what a bunch of losers, I'm gonna take them 4 years to open the center. Having no idea what we were really getting into. And of course it took us 4 years, right? So, but I remember at this meeting, Jan saying, can't we open some kind of service before we actually open the main doors? I think it was 60 days. 60 days from now, there's going to be a camp opening on the 4th of July, week of 4th of July. Can you get it done? I said, not a problem. I hung up the phone and went into a big panic. We're going to find 12 kids. And all I had to do was call our partners. I called Weave, I called the Community for Peace. We had 12 kids like that.
We are embarking together on a new community-wide regional initiative, and that is to establish a Family Justice Center.
I thought it would be a great opportunity to raise some foundational money for the Family Justice Center. We didn't have a location yet. The great slogan of the Family Justice Network is think big, start small. The support at that event was overwhelming. We raised over $700,000. And my way to say, I'm leaving the DA's office, but I'm still invested in this community. Fortunately, there was a county leased about 2,700 square feet, so super small, in the courthouse that the county actually gave us rent-free. So that was much of a blessing for us.
Our Voices group helped pick out our brochures, our handouts, gave us information on what a Family Justice Center should look like, the colors, the layout. I remember Keith and Tamara coming in over to the family court over there where we were at in that small space on how the cubicles should be laid out. We just started working. Most of them wanted a restraining order. A lot of them, all of them wanted supports.
This has really expanded my view of community, of life, of what's important. Being able to be kind of like an Uncle Paul to all the kids at Camp Hope has been very, very rewarding, and I couldn't do it without every single person in this room.
It's helped us deal with the loss of our only child. The support from the group has always been like your family. You can come there and you're welcomed, and that says enough right there. That's just, it's overwhelming.
feel like I became a better person for doing that. And I eventually, I eventually got off the board, but I still try to be as supportive as I can.
I think the Family Justice Center has really been able to bring everybody together, and that's what victims need. You know, they need people on their side.
I don't provide services and do a lot of the things that people at the table do, but I can become an advocate and and help educate others about the problem.
They can never come back too many times. They'll never be turned away. To have that ability to impact that many people in the community, and even if it's that individual on a longer term basis, I thought it was great to be a prosecutor, but it's great to be attached to the FJC.
Wow, how cool is that? What an amazing story. Thank you everybody for joining us again. A brief welcome that we are here for Sacramento Family Justice Center, and we see so much love in the chat bar. Amelia says, everything Sacramento Family Justice Center. We appreciate everything you do for our patients and community members. So much love coming into the YouTube chat bar from so many, and what an amazing story, and so many amazing people that come together to support the Sacramento Family Justice Center from the very beginnings. And it was interesting. I remember when Paul just said, 4 years. No, it's not going to take 4 years. And he calls his wife and laughs. And, oh, man. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us for the 6th annual Celebration of Hope for Sacramento Family Justice Center. And, oh, there it is. Amelia says, UCD Help appreciates you. Thank you. Faith Whitmore said, thank you all so much for joining us. Again, thank you so much for joining us. And Paul Durenberger, who we just saw in the video prior, one of the most nicest guys in the world, has one of the biggest hearts and such a passion for the Family Justice Center, is going to give us a brief welcome. Paul, take it away.
Good evening. Welcome all to the Sacramento Regional Family Justice Center 6th Annual Celebration of Hope. We are happy that you are spending the evening with us. For the 2nd year running, we are meeting virtually instead of our usual 400 guests at the Sacramento State Ballroom. Again, due to COVID restrictions, we are not able to gather in person. But the need to connect, to bring our community and our families together, is more important today than ever. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our board members this evening. Professor retired Robin Carter, Sacramento State. Eric Guerra, Sacramento City Council. Tom Johnson, Law Office of Tom Johnson. Kevin Smith, Kaiser Permanente. Elena Ruiz, Way to Win. Candace Lucchetti. Tamara McIntosh, Voices and Business Owner. Brian Gladden, Strategy and Innovation Institute. Jane Einhorn, Jane Einhorn Communications. Katie Hunter, Sacramento Kings. Devin Johnson, Dignity Health. Amber DiBernardo, Safe Credit Union. Rhonda Staley Brooks, SMUD. I'd also like to recognize our Director Emeritus for their continued commitment to the FJC. Jody Nelson, Sacramento State. Roger Valine. Kyriakos Sakopoulos. Vic Bucher. Estelle Salzman. Fred Baldini. And last but not least, our honoree tonight, former board chair and retired district attorney of Sacramento, Jan Scully. Thank you to each of you for all that you do for the FJC and our community. Sacramento is a better place because of your hard work and dedication. I'd also like to thank our sponsors and our supporters. Couldn't do it without you. This gala is our primary fundraiser for the year and accounts for a large portion of our budget, which allows us to pay rent, keep the lights on, and ultimately provide hope and support to victims in our community. It is only because of your support that we were able to stay open during the pandemic and serve the record number of victims seeking our services. On behalf of the Board of Directors, Family Justice Center staff, and the victims we serve, thank you for your support. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to play a central role in our lives, family violence continues to surge. It is because of this surge that the Sacramento Regional Family Justice Center has remained open throughout the pandemic and continues to work around the clock to serve our community. Over the last 18 months, the Family Justice Center has served over 8,300 victims of family violence. For a reference, in 2019, we served just over 2,000. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the staff. First, I want to say thank you to them. It is only because of you that we got through the last 18 months and were able to help thousands of victims in need. Despite the dangers and unknown future, you shouldered the burden for our community, and you put yourself in harm's way to ensure those in danger got the help they needed. While the work is difficult and emotionally draining, please know your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Rather, quite the opposite. Now more than ever, I go home at night feeling blessed to work with such a dedicated team. I am grateful for all your hard work and dedication. And we have an incredible, impactful program planned for all of you this evening. This year, we are pleased to honor Jan Scully Royce, whose community efforts after her retirement as district attorney have allowed the Family Justice Center to grow and thrive. We are also honoring the Safe Center with this year's Community Partner Award for their incredible work to help children who have been victimized. Thank you again for tuning in this evening. I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for everybody that comes together throughout the years to support the Family Justice Center. Paul, thank you for recognizing our board and our staff and so many people that come together and make a huge difference for the Sacramento Family Justice Center. Thank you. We see the love here in the YouTube chat bar. We have Faith Whitmore again said, we love so many people and we're grateful for all of that you do. Thank you to Deborah's and Greg. We've got a ton of people coming in the chat bar. We've got Faith Whitmore. We have the most wonderful board of directors. They are so dedicated and so generous for their time and resources. Dawn came in and said, thank you, Family Justice Center, and all that the community does. We love you, Christine. Nilda's here. Yay, Nilda. Woohoo! Deborah Fishman. Greg and Deborah are here. Thank you, Faith and her team, all the supporters of the Family Justice Center. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank a specific huge shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. Let's give all of our sponsors a lot of love. As Paul said, we could not be here without our sponsors. It's a true pleasure to share with you our sponsors. Our presenting sponsor this evening, Marcy Friedman and Mark and Marjorie Friedman, and Motel 6, our local ownership group. So we want to give a lot of love. These are $25,000 commitments in our sponsors from Marcy Friedman and Mark and Marjorie Friedman, as well as Motel 6. Thank you. You're starting us off in a huge way, supporting our sponsorships, and we're very grateful for you. Our next sponsors, we are so very grateful for Candace and Ryan Lucetti, the Jerry Cohen Foundation, the Nilo Company, Pacific Coast Companies, Inc., Sacramento County DA, thank you. We want to give another huge shout out to Ken and Leslie Iritani. Thank you, Ken and Leslie Iritani. And our next level, we want to give a lot of love to California State University, Sacramento, Office of the President, Stingers Up, Dignity Health, Honorable Marjorie Durenberger, retired, and Paul Durenberger, Carolyn and George Cameron, Terry Hogan Lucas, Jan Scully Royce and Brian Royce, Sacramento County Department of Child, Family, and Adult Services, Sacramento County Sheriff, Sacramento Republic FC, UC Davis Health, Marie and Roger Valine. Thank you so very much. And you'll see all of our amazing sponsors on the screen. We got to give a lot of love to all of our amazing sponsors who you'll see here. We are so grateful for all that you do. And we see the love in the chat bar for all of our sponsors. We are so appreciative of our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. You are supporting our victims, and we could not be here without you. And Lisa Cardoza, hey, Dr. Lisa Cardoza, Stingers Up. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much again for joining us. Tonight is about hope. Tonight is a beautiful evening as we celebrate the hope that we are all able to provide to our entire Sacramento region through the Sacramento Family Justice Center. And Mr. Patrick Cannon just gave $1,000 for your support of hope. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is a true pleasure to celebrate our hope this evening with our survivor stories. Please enjoy and please be filled with so much joy and hope that you're providing through these stories. Take it away.
It was a whirlwind romance in Dubai that brought Ikram to the United States. But then came her husband's depression and then abuse.
I have no one to help me and nobody could offer me anything. I have no friends, no family, like nobody. I was looking for anything to do to get out of that situation.
Even with a cancer diagnosis, Ikram could not escape the beatings. But her son was now old enough that his teacher could tell something was wrong.
And they said, hey, your son is crying, what's going on? And I was just crying the teacher. I was sitting with the teacher. And I told her, my husband is very abusive and I'm dealing with cancer and treatment.
An envelope slipped to Ikram through her son's backpack gave her a place to go. And the very next day, she showed up early at the Family Justice Center.
And they welcomed me and me and my son, and they talk to me and they talk to my son. They give him toys to play with and have someone talk to him and play with him. And you know, I remember she held my hand. She said, don't worry, we're here to help you. That's why we are here for. This is what we do. And then we went from there. We started a new journey, divorce. While I'm going with the cancer journey, I had to start another journey with my divorce.
I was kind of scared, ashamed of what I was going to do.
800,000 men each year face a dangerous domestic situation. For Al, seeking a restraining order against his wife was a legal maze he found overwhelming, embarrassing, and discouraging.
And I came to the courts because I have tried before to get a restraining order, and I wasn't able to.
When a court officer sent him to the Family Justice Center, Al says he found not only legal help, but dignity and understanding.
They ensure me that this happens to either man or women, so that not to be scared or be ashamed, that they would try to do everything that they could to help me, and they did.
Through pages of court documents to fill out, video testimony, and appearances, Al says the Family Justice Center walked him through the legal maze and to a place where he could finally feel at peace.
To me, women, they understand more coming from a woman than from a man. But me being a man, I was kind of like ashamed that I needed help to do what I was going to do, put a restraining order on my wife. And like I said, they were supportive from the beginning all the way to the end.
He was just a real happy person overall, and a lot of people enjoyed him.
Karen, reeling from her son's murder, jumped in immediately to take custody of her grandson. But legal battles threw up too many hurdles. Could the Family Justice Center help her?
I was told that they work with helping with domestic violence filings and helping families that are needing assistance with custody issues.
Karen learned about grandparent limitations in custody issues, but attorneys at the Justice Center went to work to find her a way.
I couldn't afford it for myself to go out and just hire an attorney, and so that was very helpful to be able to actually talk to an attorney and sit down and speak to them and get their feedback on how I should proceed and if my paperwork that I was filing was correct.
Besides the legal help, Karen says the emotional support was essential.
They made me feel that that what I was talking about was real and I didn't feel judged, and that meant a whole lot to me.
For Karen, She now has custody of her oldest grandchild and is still working with the Family Justice Center to get access to her other grandchildren.
I just continue to feel welcomed there, one way or the other, even if it's to come and just to talk to them. They're very open and caring.
For Al, his life is finally violence-free.
I just want to say that this program here helped me tremendously, and I think not only it helped me, but it could help a lot of people get what they need to get done.
And Ikram now has a place to continue her cancer fight and raise her son.
You know, despite my cancer journey, my life is absolutely, I'm so blessed, absolutely beautiful. You know, I moved on, finally I go home, I have a peaceful day, I have a peaceful night.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so very much to all of our survivors for sharing their stories. Randy and Al, and I see in the chat bar there's so many folks. Anaya says, wow, I didn't know the Sacramento Family Justice Center offered assistance to grandparents. What a blessing. Thank you for all you do, Sacramento Family Justice Center. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is about celebrating that hope that we are all able to give to so many families in our region. Tonight, we'll also have an opportunity here in just a moment to hear from our CEO, Faith Whitmore, as she shares with us an update of the surge in domestic violence over the last 2 years and what the Sacramento Family Justice Center is doing to keep our communities safe. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we all know her well. One of the hugest hearts in Sacramento, one of the nicest ladies. Let's give a lot of love all over, a lot of love across Sacramento for Faith Whitmore, CEO, Sacramento Family Justice Center. Faith, take it away.
It's such a privilege to welcome you all this evening. We're so grateful you joined us. You've just heard from some of our current and our former board members who were so instrumental in birthing our Family Justice Center. To them and to so many others who shared their vision and their passion, their dedication, time, and financial contributions to get our center open, we owe a great debt of gratitude. And now, as Paul Harvey used to say, I'm privileged to be here to share with you the rest of the story. When we opened our doors 5 years ago on July 11th, 2016 in room 112 of the family courthouse, we were so excited. There were just 3 of us on staff then. We'd been working since May of that year, getting furniture and phones, computers, creating forms and protocols and files. That first day, we waited and waited as if we were kids on Christmas morning. When finally someone came through our doors, we were ready to help. But the confusion on her face told us that she didn't belong there. In fact, she was lost and had come through the wrong door. But we need not have worried, because once word got out, our numbers swelled from a few persons each day to an average now of 30 to 40. Victims of domestic violence, elder abuse, sexual assault, human trafficking, and child abuse. Over the past 5 years, with a staff that grew to just 15, we have served more than 15,000 new and returning clients. And each one has a name, a story, and often children in tow. Some I'll never forget. The World War II veteran who came to us straight from 3 days in the hospital after his son beat him black and blue. A 14-year-old girl who had been molested by her grandfather and needed a restraining order. A human trafficking victim brought to the center by law enforcement, and together we were able to contact her family in the Midwest and get her home to safety. A father of 4 who owns his own very successful business here, whose wife had tried to run him over with her car because she thought he was having an affair. He wasn't, but he still needed a restraining order. A woman who stayed in an abusive marriage for 35 years because her pastor told her she needed to be subservient to her husband. Core to our mission as a Family Justice Center is partnering with public and private partners in the community. Over the course of the 5 years, we have developed very strong collaborative relationships with an increasing number of partners, including Sac State, Adult Protective Services, My Sister's House, City of Refuge, Community Against Sexual Harm, Chicks in Crisis, Weave, Lau Community Development Center, the District Attorney's Office, McGeorge School of Law, Bikers Against Child Abuse, and every law enforcement agency and health system in the county. And we continue to reach out and include others. It's only because of these partnerships that we're able to meet the myriad needs of those who come to us traumatized and afraid, and help to usher them to a place of safety and hope. Over time, we have earned and gained the trust and respect of so many in the region. Our team has been invited to do trainings for law enforcement, 911 dispatchers, and hospitals. Late last year, we hosted a virtual training for more than 400 persons from all over the United States and as far away as Europe and Australia on the dangers of strangulation related to domestic homicide victims and how we could help. We've expanded our annual camping program to a year-round program for kids who have endured domestic violence in their homes. We're so grateful for the confidence and the funding provided from the Sacramento U.S. Attorney's Office to do this life-changing work with these kids. We've added a full-time child therapist to our staff, and we hope to be able to add another as the need is so great. We've just hired an AmeriCorps member who will focus on the needs of parents to create safe and secure homes for kids who have been exposed to and endured violence in their own homes. We have developed a robust internship program for undergraduate and graduate students who will leave their experience with us with a deeper understanding and appreciation of how they can go out into the workforce to change lives and offer hope to those who had lost it. As Jan mentioned in the video, one of the mottos of the Family Justice Center Network is start small and dream big, and we are following that path. We have dreamed dreams that have been realized, and we aren't stopping. We're embarking on an expanding hope endeavor. We've outgrown many of our physical spaces, and we are in dire need of more. The number of victims we've served has grown exponentially. Last year, we assisted twice as many as the year before, and that trend continues. We don't have enough chairs in our waiting room, so we have chairs lined up in the hallway. We don't have enough rooms or offices. One of our dreams is to have a room for a clinic, a medical clinic for forensic exams, and we have medical professionals in the wings waiting to staff it. We dream of space to expand our training institute and our legal team. I do look forward to coming back next year to report to you all that we've made significant progress for the health and well-being of the victims who come to us for help and assistance, and for the health and well-being of our community at large. Through all her years of leadership, Jan reminded us, and continues to do so, a family free of violence is a community free of violence. Before I sign off here, I want to give a shout out to our incredible staff, because they're the ones, boots on the ground, doing this work. We're small, but we are mighty. When COVID first hit and I shared with the staff that my intention was to stay open as an essential service, the type of work we do simply cannot be done remotely or virtually, we agreed. I also told them I would respect their decision, of course. If for their own sake or the sake of their families they needed to stay home to guard against the pandemic, they would have my blessing and we would hold their positions. But 100% let me know that they would continue to come to work. And though it's been a heavy burden to bear, they haven't missed a beat. I am so proud and humbled to work with such a committed, passionate team. There's much more to our program this evening, so I'll end my part by once again thanking you all for your presence here with us this evening and for your support for those whom we serve.
Faith, thank you so very much for all that you do and for all that everyone does to support our communities. You know, I loved when Faith shared Jan Scully's quote, and I actually wrote it down as I was listening to it. A family free of violence is a community free of violence. Jan Scully couldn't have said it better. Thank you very much, Faith, and we are so grateful for all of you for being here with us this evening. In just a moment, we are going to get started with tonight's live Fund a Need. Now, we heard from Paul Durenberger earlier talking about the need and how your support this evening will help to keep the lights on, and more importantly, it will help to keep providing hope to our communities. And as Jan Scully says, a family free of violence is a community free of violence. That's what we're supporting tonight, is keeping our Sacramento Family Justice Center free of violence the best we can. Sacramento Family Justice Center, thank you for all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got love here in the chat bar. We've got Anissa and Elise and Dr. Cardoza and Susan and so many folks. So much love coming in the chat bar for Sacramento Family Justice Center. Absolutely love it. This is great. So ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, we're going to start our live Fund a Need. If you haven't registered your credit card already, we would encourage you to do that now. You can do that by going to the link below or scanning the QR code above with your smartphone. That link is sacrfjc2021.ggo.bid. Right below, QR code. Call the number if you'd like to make a gift as well, or you're struggling for any reason. We'll take that over the phone as well. But it's a true pleasure. We'll get started with our Fund a Need after this final video here. And this video is absolutely amazing. And the reason why I love this video is it's about Camp Catch. Now, we heard from Faith as she talked about a year-long program that has been able to support our children, that have been able to give them an opportunity where they can be free of violence. And it is a true personal pleasure to share with you that I had an opportunity to go to Camp Catch. And I actually went there for 2 years with Paul Durenberger, who you'll see in this video. And I can personally speak to the testament of how amazing this program is and how much it makes a huge difference in these children's lives. I'm not going to say children's names on camera, but I can personally remember so many of their names and their stories, and the time we spent in tents together and the times we went on hikes together, and just having so much fun and enjoying childhood. And, you know, sometimes that they've struggled in the past with different things, and this is an opportunity for them to just enjoy the moment, enjoy life, and be at Camp Catch. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with our Fund a Need after this. I see Terry Lucas just came in at $2,500. Monica Robinson, Dr. Janine Barra came in at $500. Thank you. Dr. Lisa Cardoza, I see you there. So many folks coming in a huge way. Thank you for your support. All right, so without further ado, Camp Catch, take it away.
Camp for any kid builds resilience, unplugs them from technology, improves social skills and self-confidence. But for the kids at Camp Catch, it also allows them to quietly process the trauma they've endured in an environment where everybody understands.
When they come to camp, they realize there's all sorts of kids that go through all sorts of trauma. and they're not alone with it, and everybody is struggling with it.
Everybody kind of been through a lot of stuff, so it's easy for each other to like relate, and we just all hang out and have fun.
Formerly known as Camp Hope, the newly rebranded Camp Catch captures the true mission of children and teens creating hope together.
Everybody just told me to keep trying. I wanted to get off and not do it anymore, and everybody was just telling me keep going and keep going. So I found hope in everybody else that was there telling me to keep going and just keep trying.
For a week every summer and planned monthly events throughout the year, kids come together at no cost to their families. It's been that way since the very beginning of the Family Justice Center. The first kids went to camp even before the Justice Center doors opened.
We had the opportunity to go to camp before we even opened our doors as an organization, as a service organization. So we offered the camp to all of our partner agencies.
Now it's every year. Even during COVID, the Family Justice Center found a safe way to get kids to camp.
The kids that we've seen that have been with us for 5 or 6 years, the growth in them as people and their own confidence is really something that I treasure.
I like whitewater rafting, but sometimes it can be a little bit scary.
I don't really like hiking, but to think about it, it was fun when we were doing it because we got to like see a lot of nature and things you don't usually see on a regular basis.
And as they hike and rock climb and play together, the healing happens.
We had one young girl who came to us with real problems with self-esteem. She would actually never look anyone in the eye, and she would purposely comb the hair over her eyes so she didn't have to look anyone in the eyes. This same young lady, 5 years later, did a ropes course that was 50 feet high in the air, and she got to the top, and she stopped and she didn't come down. I went into a panic because I thought she was, freaking out. She came down later and said, "No, Paul, I was just thinking about where I started when we started camp and how far I've come." And she told me about the plan she had for her life.
It's those kind of breakthrough moments that happen at Camp Catch. Plans to expand the program to include more opportunities for therapy and even relationship classes to encourage not only healthy bodies, but healthy minds and hearts.
So we're trying to create a program that really is trauma-informed and really meets all of the kids' needs of the things that they're going through.
12 kids went to camp this year, but the Family Justice Center would like 50 to go next year. Some appreciative kids are waiting and counting the days until the next Camp Catch.
I'd like to say thank you for allowing this to happen.
Of course, keep donating, of course, because I want to go again next year, so it'll be a good experience. And a whole bunch of other kids who want to come to Camp Hope and just have a good time, to get away if they have certain things going on at home and they just want to come and just have a good time.
How cool. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you, Paul Durenberger. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it, Paul. Wow, folks. So now is an opportunity for us to come together and make a huge difference for the Sacramento Family Justice Center. So we want to make sure you're all ready and prepared. We're already at $16,500. We just had another 100 come in, another 100 come in. So ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to make a gift, you can do that now by going to the link below or scanning your phone over the QR code. You can also call the number below to make a gift if you'd like to do that as well. And the link again is sacrfjc2021.ggo.bid. All right, so I'm excited to share with you that we're going to start our Fund to Need off. And I want to briefly share with you what your dollar can do this evening. $25,000 could support the extra space that Sacramento Family Justice Center is in need of, as we heard from Paul Durenberger and Faith Whitmore. Also, $15,000 could help support the Training Institute, as we heard from Faith. $10,000 could support our on-site healthcare clinic. $5,000 could fund client meeting rooms. $2,500 supports our caseworkers. $1,000 supports victim emergency services programs. And $500 could send a kid to Camp Catch. So ladies and gentlemen, now is an opportunity to come together as an entire Sacramento region to support the Sacramento family. Oh, I didn't look down. I didn't look down and see. Folks, $25,000 from our title sponsor this evening, coming in again as well in a huge way. Marcy Friedman and Mark and Marjorie Friedman, thank you so very much. We appreciate your $25,000 gift. Our sponsors this evening, the Friedmans and Motel 6, thank you for starting us off in a huge way. Marcy Friedman and Mark and Marjorie Friedman, thank you. Folks, I'm wondering if there's anybody else like to come in at $25,000. If you do, you could click that now. I'm going to keep us going, but feel free at any point this evening, you can give any dollar amount that you'd like. $15,000. As we heard, $15,000 could help fund our training institutes. So I'm wondering if there's anybody that would like to come in at $15,000. If you do, you can make that gift here now. Feel free to make any gift throughout our Fund a Need. You can give $50, $100, $250. I'm going to start us at our high levels and work our way down, but feel comfortable to give at any point this evening. We're at $41,950. All right, we're going to move to $10,000. If there's anybody at home that would like to support the Sacramento Family Justice Center at $10,000, you could make a huge difference right here, right now. You could take us over $50,000 in tonight's live Fund a Need with a $10,000 gift, which could support our on-site healthcare clinics. Here we go, folks. If there's anybody else that would like to come in. Yes, I love Faith in the chat bar said, Paul is known as Uncle Paul at camp. I love it. Yes. And Jody and Robert Nelson at $5,000. Stingers up with Sacramento State. Thank you, Jody and Robert Nelson, for all you do and your great partnership with the Sacramento Family Justice Center. Deborah Fishman, thank you at $200. We appreciate your support. Park West Casino at $2,500. Thank you very much. Folks, we are less than $500 away from $50,000. Yes! We've got John Cedar here at $2,000. John, thank you so very much. We're at $51,650. Yes, we've got more coming in, folks. $1,500 from Law Office of Jane Zerby. Thank you very much. $1,500, folks. We're at $53,000, on our way to $55,000 to $60,000. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. We've got Sue and Tom Elliott coming in. Sue and Tom Elliott at $1,200. Thank you. Yes, Jackson Construction at $1,000. Thank you very much, Jackson Construction. Lady, yes, Holt of California. Thank you at $1,000. Folks, we've got a ton of gifts coming in. You can make a gift at any point this evening, any dollar amount from $50, $100, $25, $10. Every gift makes a huge difference. Yes, Supervisor Patrick Kennedy at $1,000. Thank you. Thank you very much, Supervisor Patrick Kennedy, for all you do for our entire Sacramento region. You support so many. Jeannie Reeves with Jeannie Reeves Consulting at $1,000. Jeannie Reeves, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for your support of the Sacramento Family Justice Center. Paul Kaufman at $1,000. Paul Kaufman, thank you for your support. In the chat bar, we have so much love coming in. Stingers up from Antoinette. Dr. Lisa Cardoza said, thank you, Robert and Jody. We've got love coming in here from Daniel. Faith Whitmore is giving all of her shout outs to all of you for all of your support. I can't keep up. Thank you, Jeannie Reeves. Sue and Tom Elliott, thank you. Oh, we've got $2,500 from Nick Clevenger. Thank you very much, Nick, at $2,500. Yes, we've got $500 from Supervisor Rich Desmond. Supervisor Rich Desmond, thank you. I love the $500 level because that supports a child so that they can go to Camp Catch. $500 is such a special, meaningful level. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at $62,350. If you'd like to make a gift, you can do that now, going to the link below. Oh, yay! Yay, 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 yay! Yes! We got $5,000. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Yes, in the chat bar, we've got our so much love coming in for Nick Clevenger and Supervisor Rich Desmond and Jeannie Reeves. Thank you. We've got Victoria coming in at 500. We've got Sacramento City Council member Ivan coming in at 500. Thank you. I love, love, love. Thank you so very much for your support. Folks, yay! We got another 500 from Sacramento County Supervisor Sue Frost. Thank you, Sue Frost. Blaine Scully, thank you for your support. That is so special. We appreciate you and your family and your mom. Thank you so very much, Blaine, for being with us this evening and supporting the Sacramento Family Justice Center. We appreciate you, Blaine. We've got a ton of folks. I can't even catch up here. We've got Janice Eckhart coming in at 500. Neil at 275. Thank you. We've got so many more coming in here. Anonymous donor coming in. Thank you. Deborah and Tom. Thank you very much, Tom Cooper and Deborah. We appreciate it. We're at $70,000, folks. We're on our way to $75,000. Gifts keep coming in. Yes. We've got another $250 from Fred and Nancy Tiger on top of their generous gift of $2,500. Thank you so very much to the Tiger family. We appreciate your support. All right, in the chat bar, Faith is in the chat bar typing thank yous to every single person individually as she can. That is so amazing. Faith, she's trying to keep up, but Faith is giving you all personal love in the chat bar. Sandy Smoley, thank you for your 500. I love the $500 level. That supports a child to be able to go to Camp Catch. Sandy Smoley, we love you. Thank you for all you do for the Sacramento Family Justice Center and all of so many people in Sacramento. We appreciate you, Sandy Smoley, and it's good to see you. Thank you for your support. Folks, Faith is trying to keep up here. Smoley, she just did a exclamation mark, Smoley. Faith has got love coming in here for Deborah and Tom, Neil and Mary, Janice, Blaine. So much love. Oh, we got another $250 from Doreen Hart. Thank you, Doreen. We appreciate your support. And Faith is still coming in with so much love in the YouTube chat bar. Faith said, thank you, Supervisor Rich Desmond and Nick and Tom and Sue. Thank you. We've got another $250. I can't keep up with all the gifts. We've got Irene and Matt Campbell. Thank you very much. Folks, we're at $71,375. If you'd like to, we've got Ken Larson coming in at $125, Mark at $100, $400 from Antoinette. They're flying all over. Laura, it's so good to see you, Laura, and thank you for all of your support for Sacramento Family Justice Center. We appreciate it. So good to see you. Yes, Jackie coming in at $100. Thank you very much, Jackie. All right, let's do one final push, folks. You can make a gift at any dollar amount this evening that you'd like, but let's do one final push. Folks are coming in. If everybody does $100 right now that is watching, that'll take us over $74,000. Betty Brown is coming in at $100. Jackie's here at $100. Mary Ann's at $100. Lisa Coral's at $100. Mark is at $100. Ken is coming in at $100. Thank you. Doreen, we appreciate it. Another gift from Mark at $100. Thank you. Even if you've already given, you can give again. Mark, thank you for leading the way. We appreciate it. Faith, try to keep up with this one, Faith. We've got a bunch of hundreds coming in right now. Michael McKibben coming in at $100. I can only imagine Faith at home like, ah! Faith is trying. Oh, Susan coming in at $100. Michael coming back in at $100. Yes, folks, if we have 7 more at $100, that'll take us over $74,000. Michael Lynn coming in at $100. Thank you. Kim Howell at $500. Kim, thank you. Kevin Irabatani, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We've got so many folks coming in. Faith in the chat bar is trying to keep up. Faith said, thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, Lisa, Jackie, Laura, and Betty. Thank you. Betty Brown coming back in again. Thank you so very much. Robin Carter at $500 supporting a child to go to Camp Catch. Robin Carter, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Robin Carter. Dr. Lisa Cardoza, thank you for the shout out. We appreciate it. Happy birthday, Robin Carter. That's what it's about. We're a community in Sacramento, and we've even got Robin here on her birthday wanting to support us in a huge way. How cool is that? We've got Sean and Dorothy coming in, giving a lot of love. $2,500 from Vic Butcher. Thank you very much, Vic. We appreciate $2,500. We're at $76,676. We are $3,500 away from $80,000 to support the Sacramento Family Justice Center. Irene Campbell's coming in again. Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. Folks, you can continue to give towards our live Fund a Need throughout the evening. Thank you for all of your generosity. Please continue to give. You can continue to give by going to the link below or scanning your phone over this QR code. But without further ado, folks, I'm going to come back in and I'll announce some of our gifts that continue to come in throughout the evening. But without further ado, we want to get to our two amazing awards this evening. And to introduce our first video, it is going to be for the amazing, the wonderful Jan Scully. And I'm excited to share with you that we have a special surprise for you that you will not want to miss after this video. Trust me, this is going to be a very unique experience, one like you've never seen before on a virtual event. So without further ado, let's all honor Jan Scully with a beautiful award this evening with this brief, beautiful video honoring Jan Scully Royce. Jan, please enjoy.
Leadership is the ability to inspire a team to achieve a certain goal. It's usually discussed in the context of business, but leadership is also how you choose to lead your life. The woman we honor tonight defines true leadership. Her ability to influence, inspire, and help others carried throughout her career as Sacramento District Attorney and into a passion project that became the Sacramento Regional Family Justice Center. Because of her drive, thousands have been helped, and her early vision for the FJC is a thread that touches all aspects of what we do and what we plan to do in the future. In 1994, Jan Scully Royce became the first female DA of Sacramento County. In fact, the first female DA of any large California county. She transformed her office during her 2 decades as DA and used her retirement celebration to raise a large amount of the initial funding for the FJC. Tonight we honor Jan for her clarity of purpose, her drive to reshape the legal landscape for survivors of family violence, and for building this place that has brought us together. A combination of legal skill and emotional support, a one-stop haven of hope and healing. While the FJC is Jan's legacy here in the Sacramento region, the relationships she's built throughout her huge career nationwide are a testament to who she is and why we're so happy to honor her.
Jan Scully has always been a trailblazer and, quite frankly, a force to be reckoned with. 2014 was Jan's last year in her final term before her retirement, but she had one last monumental mission: to establish a Sacramento Regional Family Justice Center and publicly launch, quote, a call to action campaign. Jan earned the respect and the admiration of the community. It was her reputation and her passion that helped mobilize the movement to establish the FJC. Jan's lasting legacy as a career prosecutor and 20-year elected DA of this county lives on through her continued leadership of the FJC.
Hi Mom, hi MJ. We just wanted to say congratulations on your recognition. When we think of you and we think of the FJC, we can't be possibly prouder of who you are, what you mean to us, what you mean to the community. We are inspired and we love you so much.
Congratulations, Jan. There's no one more deserving to be honored tonight. You've always been an inspiration to me personally, professionally, and what you've done for Sacramento and the greater community is incredible. We love you so much and wish we were there to celebrate you tonight, but we'll be toasting to you over here on the East Coast. We love you.
I want to personally thank you for the support you have given me and to all of the Family Justice Center staff who work so hard every day on the front lines of humanity. Through your leadership, I believe that there is no other organization in the world that has this kind of goodwill and humanitarian spirit. Because of your leadership, I believe that humanity will always light the way in creating a pathway of hope for so many victims.
Jan Scully is a huge star. She had a dream and she made it happen. How many people actually do that?
Jan, you're my hero.
There is no one more deserving than Jan, and she is so humble. We have tried and thought about honoring her for many years, and she'll never have it. So it's finally time that she is honored and recognized, because without her and the support of her family to allow her to do these things that she's doing in retirement, the Justice Center would not be in existence today, and it would not be thriving today the way that it is. And she is setting it up for it to be here in perpetuity, forever, for all who ever need it, because so many times we never know who is going to be in need. But if there is a time, it will be here, and it'll be because of Jan Scully.
We are so incredibly proud of my mom and all the hard work and heart she has put into the Family Justice Center. We've seen the joy and pride she feels from helping her community in such an important way, and watched how much being a part of something so special has enriched her life. My mom is such a compassionate person, and the Family Justice Center has been a piece of her life and heart, where she's able to bring together all the best parts of herself and give it back to the community that she loves so much.
It was an honor serving with you on the Family Justice Center board, Jan. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Congratulations, enjoy this evening, and just know that you are so loved.
We love you.
Thanks so much, Jan Scully, for leading the way.
Love you. Cheers. Bye. Thank you. Congrats. Yay.
Can you clap, clap, clap?
Yay.
Jan Scully Royce, our celebratory honoree for the celebration of hope. Jan Scully Royce, wow, thank you. You have been a trailblazer. We see so much love coming in here for Jan Scully. Dawn said, Jan, you are a trailblazer and beacon of hope to all. Thank you for your inspiring leadership in our community. Dr. Lisa Cardoza said, well-deserved, congratulations. We are so grateful for you, Jan. Thank you for your service and all that you've done to make Sacramento a better.
So you'll hear Freddie.
So I'm right here?
Yep.
Says, congratulations, Jan.
Very good, Anthony.
It's been an honor to do work with you. So much love. Pam Stewart said, shout out to Jody and Robert. You set the bar high as our model for the rest of us. And it's a true pleasure here. In just a moment, we have a special surprise for you like no other. I know that this would warm Jan's heart in a huge way, as I can only imagine she is already. But it is a true pleasure to share with you that Chris and Dave Lucetti came in at $10,000 during Jan's video. That is the power of this evening, and that is the power of all of your support in a huge way. Lucetti's, thank you. Jan Scully, it is a true pleasure, and it is without further ado that I have the genuine, most amazing pleasure and honor to introduce to you with the special surprise you've all been waiting for, live, Jan Scully. Jan, how you doing?
I'm good. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I got to compose myself after that video that I never got to see ahead of time to approve. So I'm used to approving things. You know, first of all, I want to thank our board of directors for giving me this honor. I want to thank Faith and Joyce and the whole FJC team for the incredible work that they do. Our Voices group, our partners, there's so many people to thank, but mostly I want to thank all of you that are here tonight. And many of us, and you all know who you are, have had a relationship, not just personally, but you have been there for the Family Justice Center since my retirement dinner when we raised the foundational money for the FJC. And that means a lot. And that is part of the success of the Family Justice Center, is the broad support that it has received. And the trust that you have put into early on into me and to Faith, and to giving us the freedom and knowing that you had faith in us to make this happen. And I certainly don't want to leave out Paul Dernberger. You know, I viewed myself as the captain of the team because Jan Scully did not do this. There was an array of partners that did this, and Paul was there from day one. As I said earlier in the show, I got the bully pulpit, but Paul had the boots on the ground, pulling it day to day together. And I'm very grateful that he was my partner and all the partners that we have had. You know, it's been incredible to watch the FJC grow from its beginning till today. And now we're talking about expanding hope, which means expanding the services that we have to offer the victims that we serve. Domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, elder abuse, and human trafficking. Those are just labels to most people. To us, these are people that we deal with every day. And the work that is being done, we just want to continue to make you proud of that work and continue to give you confidence so that you will continue to trust us and support us, because you all are our ambassadors. You all help spread the word, and whether it's spread the word to garner support in the community, or maybe that word means someone hears about the FJC that would not have realized that we are there to help. As we like to say, you know, not everybody knows about the FJC. Many come through our door because they're over across the street at the courthouse to get a restraining order, which is often the first way they report domestic violence. Others get a family member or a neighbor or referral from law enforcement. Whatever it is, what we say is they just need to get to the FJC and we will take it from there. And that's so important because all of us know someone, or if we don't know them, there are people around us that have been victims of family violence. So thank you for your generosity tonight. And Paul's right, I have a hard time asking for money, but I can make an exception for that. And just thank you, and hope you continue to support us financially and in every possible way, because it is so true. A family free of violence is a community free of violence. Thank you all so much, and God bless you.
Jan, thank you so very much. And thank you for everybody for all that you have done to support us in a huge way. As Jan would say, it's about all of us, and all of us coming together to support the Sacramento Family Justice Center. Jan, thank you and congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true pleasure to introduce our Partner of the Year Award as we celebrate hope, the Safe Center. Without further ado, please enjoy this beautiful message about the Safe Center.
We are so pleased to honor the Safe Center with this year's Community Partner Award. Established in 1991, the Safe Center assists children and dependent adults who may be victims of sexual or physical abuse or witnessed violent crimes. The Safe Center is co-located with the FJC, so we get to witness firsthand their incredible work. Every single day, the Safe staff interview children about the most traumatic moments of their lives. While it breaks my heart knowing what these kids have endured, I know there is no one better than the Safe Center staff to ensure the kids are heard, understood, and believed. They are truly doing God's work. Darby, Sarah, Candace, Sean, and Darla, on behalf of the entire FJC staff and the Sacramento community, we thank you for your tireless work. Our community is a better place and safer because of you. Congratulations for this award and 30 years of service to our community.
Too often in our community, children's lives are interrupted by tragedy and trauma. While we will never be able to undo the trauma they've experienced, we can ensure their voices are heard and justice prevails. The Safe Center, in coordination with law enforcement, the district attorney's office, and community service providers like the FJC, help make that happen.
SAFE stands for the Special Assault Forensic Evaluation Center.
As director of the SAFE Center in Sacramento, Darby Geller oversees a team of social workers specially trained to interview children ages 2 to 13 who are victims of sexual or physical abuse, neglect, or witnesses to violent crimes, including domestic violence. They do this in a way that's both sensitive and forensically sound.
In a matter of minutes, these kids are telling us some of the most horrific things that have ever happened to them. And, I think it's important that whoever's doing that talking really recognizes that and what kind of a special opportunity that is to take that on from a child.
Serving approximately 400 children a year, the SAFE Center partners with law enforcement and the district attorney to ensure all interviews are admissible in court.
So the SAFE Center is instrumental to the work that we do in the DA's office in Sacramento. So there are 400 plus cases of child physical or sexual assault that get sent to the DA's office. There's probably 1,000 that actually get investigated, but all those cases, most of them will come through the SAFE Center.
We greet the family downstairs. We bring the child and any caretaker or support people through our center and offer them a tour. It's very important for us to show them that they are going to be on video and that they're going to be recorded. And typically I say to them, the videotape is on today so you don't have to keep coming back here.
On the other side of the two-way glass, prosecutors and others working on the case.
It's done in a multidisciplinary system. So there is a detective, there's CPS, there is the prosecutor, there is community care licensing, all sitting behind a room and in a room that watches the interview, and we all get to have input as to what the interviewer asks.
To do this work, interviewers and social workers at the SAFE Center go through an extensive training process.
It's a week-long intensive training that all interviewers need to go through. And then in addition to that, we keep up on research, we role play a lot, we do what we call peer review. So as a supervisor and then also a forensic interviewer, we meet with the other interviewers and kind of critique those interviews. What would have been the better next question? How do you structure an interview?
Talking with kids is different. It's very important to do it in a way that is forensically sound. And what I mean is not asking leading questions, not asking questions that are going to imply the answer, not suggesting something that would potentially give an argument that this testimony is not from the child. We want the child's view of that information.
Because of the way they are structured, all interviews are admissible in court and stored at the SAFE Center, so they may be used as future evidence should an abuser reoffend.
The SAFE Center has interviews that date back to the early 90s. Some of those are on VHS tapes, and it is not unusual for a person who sexually assaults a child to do it again.
The SAFE Center is co-located with the Family Justice Center, which creates many opportunities to offer families a deeper level of help and healing.
Last year we saw 419 kids. We're seeing more and more children, and I think having more space available, more rooms to see those kids, and also we sometimes see adults with developmental delay, so really opening up our services maybe to the adult side would be beneficial.
For 30 years, the SAFE Center has helped children express the pain of their trauma. and helped prosecutors build sound cases against offenders. It is not easy work.
Definitely is draining, but it's very fulfilling too, because especially in the child assault unit, you are kind of a glimmer of hope for kids that have been in a bad situation.
The most impactful part, and the reason why we keep coming back, is knowing that we are taking that burden off of that child. We're giving them a chance to have a voice. We're taking that from them and hoping that they can leave here feeling a little more lifted, heard, understood, and believed.
Congratulations to the Safe Center. We are so grateful for you and being our partner of the year and all that you do for children in our region. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start closing up our evening, but before we do, I am excited to share with you, we have some more gifts that just came into our live Fund a Need. I'm excited to share with you that we are about $2,700 away from $90,000. So folks, let's try one final push. If everybody wants to come in at maybe $100, or if somebody wants to come in at $1,000 that might have missed, we have an opportunity to hit 90,000 right here, right now, maybe even 100. I'm not sure, but we've got Pam and Stan Stewart at $500. Keith and Tamara McIntosh just came in at $100. So ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to come in right now for the next 60 seconds before we close the evening, you can do that by going to the link below, scanning your phone over the QR code, or calling the number below to make a generous gift. Ladies and gentlemen, our one final push here, we're at $87,301. Absolutely amazing. Every dollar makes a huge difference. Thank you. So folks, if you'd like to make a gift, you can do that now. If you'd like to, you can do that. We'd appreciate it. But I want to also share with you our amazing sponsors. We want to give another huge shout out to our sponsors, Marcy Friedman and Mark and Marjorie Friedman, Motel 6 Local Ownership Group, Candace and Ryan Luchetti, the Jerry Cohen Foundation, the Nilo Company, Pacific Coast Companies, Sacramento County DA, Ken and Leslie Iritani. All of our amazing supporters, California State University, Sacramento, Office of the President, Stingers Up, Dignity Health, Honorable Marjorie Durenberger and Paul Durenberger, Carolyn and George Cameron, Terry Hogan Lucas, Jan Scully and Brian Royce, Sacramento County Department of Child, Family and Adult Services, Sacramento County Sheriff, Sacramento Republic FC, UC Davis Health, Marie and Roger Valine, and so many more. Again, Jan Scully Royce, we are so grateful for you, and big shout out to Brian Royce. We are so grateful for both of you, for all that you do in our community and Safe Center, and all of our sponsors, our supporters. Oh, we've got more gifts that just came into our Fund a Need. Don and John Morris at 500 wanted to support a child to be able to go to Camp Catch. I love that level. Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody else wants to come in towards our live Fund a Need, you can do that now. We're going to keep our Fund a Need open until Monday at 5 p.m. So if you want to share this link, sacrfjc2021.ggo.bid, you can share that link with all your family and friends. And I'm pretty confident that we're going to get to 90,000. And I got a good hunch we might get close to 100,000 by by Monday at 5 p.m. We've got love coming in here in the chat bar. There's so much love for so many people. Thank you to Pam and Stan. Thank you. Faith Whitmore said, thank you to every single one who joined us this evening. We can do work only because of all of you. From Faith Whitmore, our CEO, and the entire staff, the board, the emeritus, our sponsors, thank you. My name's Freddie Silvera with FSA Auctions. It has been a true pleasure. Thank you for all of your support for Sacramento Family Justice Center. And thank you to the Family Justice Center for all that you do to keep our families safe. And I'll end with Jan Scully's quote one final time because I absolutely love it. A family free of violence is a community free of violence. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so very much. And a final special shout out to Christina Mendonza with Mendonza Media for all of the amazing videos this evening. Have a wonderful night. Take good care.